Let us pray. Our Holy Spirit, speak to us and through us. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen. Amen. Our text was read today by me when we read the scripture lesson from the book of Amos, chapter 5. I read it then because I didn't want to read you 24 verses and then ask you to listen to my sermon. However, I want you to go back and peruse that scripture for you. It certainly is relevant to where we are today. It's happening in our nation, in our communities. It's happening among the people of God. Can be found in that book. I watched a program about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King a couple of months ago. It was a documentary which followed Dr. King's rallies, demonstrations, and work around the country. It included many testimonies from people who knew and worked with him. It was an excellent program. Its portrayal showed him to be more than a dreamer, more than a leader of a protest movement against racial injustice. He was a man called out by God to proclaim a message of liberation and brotherhood. Dr. King was not a perfect man, nor was he a sinless man. However, he was God's man, saved by grace, and called to be God's lightning rod at a critical time in our nation's history. No, Dr. King was a sinner, but he was a forgiven sinner and a man blessed by God with an awesome, world-changing ministry. He was a prophet. The Lord took me back to another prophet, to that most amazing 5th chapter of Amos, where God gives his people clear warnings about the value of their worship and offerings if they ignore the primary demands of his for justice, mercy, and righteousness. The Lord challenged me to see that both of these prophets, Amos and King, were called to be prophets for their generation, and that we need to rediscover our prophetic voice because these problems clearly remain with us today. Yet we are not so passionate. Indeed, one could say we don't even see the biblical priorities of Amos and Dr. King as priorities for us today. In the Bible, it makes clear that he is deeply concerned, our God, about justice and fairness in the way society should be organized. Do you know that there are over 2,000 verses about justice and poverty in the Bible? Well, we just need to wake up and see them. Someone once asserted that our God has a bias toward the poor. Well, I would think that if God is biased, he'd be biased toward the poor. In the Old Testament, the people of Israel were taught again and again that they should care for the poor and the oppressed, the alienated, and the widow. God established for them the principle of the year of Jubilee. You Bible study students will remember that. When debts were canceled and everyone got a chance, not just for normal redemption, but for a real, life-changing new start. They are told that their priority of care is toward these things and that God expects them to act as he does. Indeed, Amos goes as far as saying that our worship and offerings are offensive to God if we do not use our strength to free the weak. If our prophetic voice is not heard in this world today, certainly more than ever, the church needs to speak out. Yet the world and even the church in our time have been able to follow God's ways. The alien has been rejected and treated at best as with suspicion. We hear on the news every day, illegal immigrants are taking over the country. Instead of reaching out and providing a safe and secure place for those escaping mistreatment, we instead are trying to build a wall. Keep our neighbors out. The Jubilee, however, dismissed as a religious day dreaming nonsense in our day. Who would celebrate Jubilee today? Certainly we say, oh, whatever we think is wonderful, every 50 years, all debts are forgiven. That's fine until you have to forgive something. We have constantly seen a gospel preached that promises the poor that it's okay to put up with their station, because there will be plenty tomorrow in heaven. I don't think God just wants us to know Him in heaven, but He wants us to have some satisfaction in this life. The New Testament does nothing that I can see to do away with our God's priorities for the way our society should be governed. Indeed, Jesus wants to expand the possibilities. We are told that we are to pray for those who curse us and refuse to deal in violence, but instead turn the other cheek and love our enemies. We're good with that until somebody strikes our cheek. Amen. You let them know real quick, I'm Christian, but. Amen. When we read the gospel Bible imperatives, we can do nothing but make the logical deduction that God wants us to be as salt, as light. He wants us to change the world. And King did just that. He heard the voice of Jesus calling him to follow the route of nonviolence. Came across a quote from him saying, hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illuminates it. You know, I think of the way our country has behaved in its relation with its own citizens, let alone immigrants in other nations in recent years. It's almost as if those lessons that Jesus taught have never been heard in the corridors of power. Seems like the folk in the White House know nothing about God's demand to take in the alienated, to lift up the downtrodden. It boggles the mind that we could be so stupid. How much do we need to rediscover the kind of prophetic voice to shout loud enough that even Congress could hear, that the White House could hear, that the Supreme Court could hear, or whoever else wields power, to begin to understand, as Dr. King clearly did, that it is love and not war that sets us and our enemies free. Amen. We do history or use disservice if we only think of what King had to say about violent justice and offensive racism. He spoke with great passion against the U.S. commitment to post-colonial Vietnam War. He identified, like the great prophets of the Old Testament, with all people living in great poverty. Like the prophet, he spoke out against the way the society's passion was to accumulate wealth. And has it changed? It's even worse today. Even the church has stopped preaching Jesus and started preaching wealth. Even the church has decided that you're not blessed unless you're wealthy. In that momentous I Have a Dream speech of August 28, 1963 at the Lincoln Memorial, he said that he saw that African Americans were living on an old lonely island of poverty. in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. You could say that in many places in the nation it's still true. That many of our brothers and sisters still live in poverty. That too many of us are locked up in jail. That too many of us find ourselves trapped in inner cities with no way up and no way out. Yet, from the way we live out our faith in the church, you would think everything has changed. Surely, we must have addressed those injustices of racism, poverty, and war, because we never seem to speak out against them anymore. Ever since we got a black president, some of us think we made it. I'm worried about whether it's one and done. Other hot topics have taken hold of the church. We don't care so much about poverty as much as we care about other things. Much of the white conservative church was important of abortion and gun rights. I don't know what the Bible says about gun rights. In many evangelical churches, it's a personal prosperity and blessing gospel that is being preached. Now, I'm pretty sure that we as a church have much to say about these subjects. After all, many have written millions of words about them. But guess what? The Bible virtually says nothing.
That's right.
Nothing. Because of the authors who knew nothing of an age when such things would be relevant. And in churches of all persuasions, inner church rivalries and battles have become the focus. We're not so worried about Jesus as we are about our station.
Amen.
It's not so important to proclaim the word as it is important to proclaim my right to sit in my seat. But brothers and sisters, there are more important things Amos and Jesus actually did talk about. Is God no longer interested in justice? Has he changed his mind about poverty and racism? Were the words of Jesus about love for our enemies and turning the other cheek really only for his day and age? Or like someone once said to me, turning the other cheek rule never prevented us from using violence to get our way or to spread our values around the world. Really? As I watched that documentary, it became so clear that our world today is very similar to the world of Dr. King. He had horrors of segregation. We still live in a segregated society. He railed against the Vietnam War, and yet we waged war in Afghanistan, in Syria, even in Iraq. He preached against the horrific poverty that plagued our people, and yet you don't have to walk far from this church to see poverty all around you. He screamed out against injustice that he saw around him. And yet we live in a society that's just as unjust as it was in his day. We have what many would see as equally cruel wars in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. We, too, have outrageous racism in our society. There is institutional racism in the police. Just yesterday I read an article. Police officer got 3.5 years for killing a young black man. 3.5 years. Some folk are saying for the first time, oh, there might be racism among the police. Interesting, because it's something that we as black people have known all our lives. And it still exists, especially in some comfortable middle-class suburban communities, racism that lies not too far under the surface. If you don't think so, try moving in that community.
Right. Yeah.
Sunday morning is still the most segregated time in America.
Amen.
Yeah.
We too have a society that seems Hades bent, if you will, on pursuit of wealth and things that, while others, especially in some of our inner cities, seem to be forgotten people.
Yeah.
We preach a gospel of prosperity, and we preach a gospel of what you can get and what you can gain and how wealthy you can be. At the same time, we do nothing to take care of the needs of the poor.
Amen.
If we are truly serious about our Savior and our faith, then we have to wonder why we've lost our prophetic tongue. Surely we still believe the words found in the Scripture, words although our passions seem to be indifferent. A simple quote Dr. King said is, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
Amen.
Amen.
And you know, I think not only is it so true, it is so much very true for the church and for our generation.
Amen.
We have been too far silent, too long silent,
Yeah.
or if not silent, then speaking in a whisper about things that matter. Again, from the I Have a Dream speech, King reminded the people that we cannot continually put these things off for another day. He said to those gathered at the Lincoln Memorial, we have also come to this hollow spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or taking the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. You know, church, we need to be reminded of the wisdom for our generation. Now, brothers and sisters, is the time. We can no longer sit back and not be prophetic folk. We have to rediscover our voice and speak out in our communities, speak out in our cities, speak out in our states, speak out to our nation, speak out to a world that needs to see what Amos had revealed to him by our God. Namely, let justice roll like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. In other words, folks start proclaiming and demanding and being good news. Yeah. It's time we got our hands out of the air and worship, and not to demand justice, but to say to folk, if I can raise my hand in church, I can raise my hand in protest when I see something wrong happening in our society. If I can shout hallelujah in the house of God, then I ought to be able to shout out when I see folks suffering injustice and persecution. If I can get all dressed up and come and sit in my pew, then I can really put on some work clothes and go out in the community and tell somebody about the justice found in Christ Jesus. It's time to get off our knees in prayer and start working in practical ways for justice. Matthew 25, passage about sheep and goats, comes to mind. It's time that we go out there and find people who need feeding, clothing, visiting, and actually become good news people. Now is the time. We look to rediscover our prophetic voices, be willing to be salt and light and yeast. The problem is that it's always easy to give just a few pennies to charity and think we've done our part. It's too easy to think that these are political questions that we need to lead to the politicians, for we are people of faith. Yes, folk are going hungry. Folk can't pay their bills because the government has been shut down. But you know what I found that came out of that? I've heard story after story. People giving up their own personal resources
Yes.
to help somebody who has none.
Yes.
I've heard story after story of people who have said, if you need some food, let us know, and we'll provide for you. I've heard a story of folks who said, let me write a check to that man or that woman who's out of work. I've heard good news in the midst of the bad. I will never understand how anyone can meet our Creator here and not see just how pivotal these things are for all who think they are called to belong to the family of God. Brothers and sisters, sitting here and doing your thing, holding your office, singing your song, getting your chance to pray your prayer, it's good, but it's not enough. If we are only doing our part in here and nothing out there, then God says what we do in here is an offense to Him. So I don't want to hear your noise. I don't want to hear your shouts and your songs. It means nothing to me because you have not heard my voice, which says, go out into all the world, preaching the gospel. It says to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, to set the captive free. Amen. Perhaps part of the problem is that we're too busy with our meeting and maintaining the church, that we simply do not have time to do and be what I think Amos and King are calling us to be. Maybe you need to lead a Bible study group so that you can campaign for justice. Maybe you need to let go of a meeting or a social thing and get into feeding the poor, and say like volunteering at the food pantry, food bank in Hillside, once or twice a week or a month, for example. I know you're saying to yourself, Reverend, I ain't got time for that. But you do. How do you know, Reverend? Because God will allow you to make the time. I know this is somewhat challenging, and I make no apologies for that. We need to be brave, though, through what God has given us today. If you've been blessed, it's not for you. What you mean, Reverend? Because God blessed you that you might be a blessing to somebody else. Amen. If you got resources, they're not just for you. What you mean, Reverend? I worked, I earned it. And if I'm retired, I used to work, I earned my retirement. So what you telling me I ought to do with my money after what all I've done to get it? I want you to know what you got is by God's grace. And what you keep is by God's grace. If you got some money in the bank, it isn't because you've been so smart. It's because God's been so good. If you've got some stock and bonds and it hasn't been depleted by the market, you know God's been good. What we need to do is become the spiritual beings that God has called on us to be, and that God is demanding of us today. I leave you with one final quote from Dr. King. He says, cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? There comes a time, brothers and sisters, when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but one must take it because one's conscience tells it that it's right. Brothers and sisters, I want to give you an example of one person who saw the world full of poverty, illness, sickness, grief, pain, war, and did not remain silent when the question was asked, who will go and who can I send? Instead, this person came down through 42 generations. And he came, as he said, to set the captive free. He came to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. He came to feed those who were hungry and clothe those who were naked. He came to bring the message of salvation. And he did it not just part-time, but all the time. And his hallelujah went further than the ceiling, but all the way to glory. Because he walked and was obedient. Obedient, the scripture says, unto death, even the death of the cross. And because he died, we sit here in this house today, enjoying the blessings of liberty and the freedom found in his grace. Because he was willing to do what others would not, we have been saved and redeemed and brought from the pit. And we ought to celebrate today because this same God called a man by the name of Martin Luther King Jr., called him to do a work for him. And because he said yes, because he was willing to go, because he was willing to sacrifice, we sit here today free than we've ever been before. Things aren't all that they ought to be, but because he was willing to pay the price, we've come a mighty long way. Some of us still remember when you had to sit in the back of the bus. Some of us still remember when there was a white fountain and a color fountain. Some of us still remember when you couldn't ride with the white folks sitting next to you. Some of us still remember. But the good news is because God sent this young man to do this great work, and he willingly answered the voice of the God's prophet, we are blessed today with things we never dreamed of. You got foreparents who never saw the home you live in. You got foreparents who never dreamed you would drive the cars you drive. You got foreparents who never thought you had the education, the position, the job that you had. But because there was a voice willing to speak out, because there was a voice willing to speak out, we are blessed and privileged. There's still so much work left to be done. Still so many folk struggling under the yoke of bondage. Still so many folk struggling to make ends meet. Still so many folk being judged by the color of their skin. Still so many folk who think because your skin is dark that you are not worthy. Because your skin is dark that you are not intelligent. As one person likes to say, you have low IQ. I'm one who really has low IQ, but I don't know. So, brothers and sisters, in closing, may God give us grace to do what is right now and always. May God give us strength to stand up when we need to and proclaim the truth. May God give us passion to pursue the things that call us to a greater work. And may God give us peace that passes all understanding and that will keep us in every pressing crisis. I thank God that he sent a young man by the name of Martin Luther King. I thank God that he did a work that he alone could do. I thank God that I sit here today as a result of the blessings of his life. Amen. How about you?
Amen.
How about you as we celebrate this day?
Amen.
And I want to say to you, what made the difference for King and will make the difference for you was his faith. His faith and belief that God was with him. And that God called him to that work. Do you know that God is calling you? Reverend, I'm too old for this now. I'm not. That's why you're here. God is calling you to do a work. Oh, it may not be the work he called King to do, but he may be calling you to do a work in your family, in your community, on your job. And no among your friends. You know, for some of us, when we get among our friends, we take off our Christian cap.
Well,
Amen, because it's hard to be Christian with the set I run with, you know. So we take off our Christian cap, put on our social hat. And when we put that social hat on, all the things of God just seem to fade away.
amen.
And we begin to act like the folk we hanging with. And instead of leading them closer to the cross, we allow them to lead us further away from the cross. But the good news is that this God who sent Dr. King is a God who is calling us back to the cross. And we need to be there. That's why the hymn writer said, Jesus, keep me near the cross. I can't do it on my own, but I'm calling on you right now to keep me near the cross. There's a precious fountain. At the cross, you see, free to all is a healing stream flowing from Calvary's mountains. And those of us who've been in that stream say, in the cross, in the cross, be my glory ever. Some people get glory out of their looks. They do. And they'll spend every penny they have to look good. They will. You know? Spend $100, I'm not going to, don't, now step on your toe, just say, spend $100 or something to get your hair done.
Well,
$50 on some
fingernails.
Another 50 get your eyebrows plucked and your eyelashes fluffed. Wait a minute, I'm not free. We're not being sexist. Because a lot of brothers spend them. You know, they got the thing out there now. You know, brothers buying these, I don't know what they call them, but you put them around your waist and pull your stomach in.
Waist clenches.
Y'all know about that. Because they want to look good. And they'll pay whatever they cost. And advertisers know this. Why? I want to know. Because that's all they want to sell you. Products that make you look good. Let me tell you something. This is a secret. After you get all that and done all that, brothers, you looking sharp. I think you are. You're trying to stand straight so that stomach will stay in. And sisters, you think you're looking fine.
Well,
all done up and made up. And there's somebody sitting around saying, you know, he ain't nothing I want to be around. She don't look like nothing. And you don't know. You think you all that in a bag of chips. And we not going to tell you. We not, because we don't want to hurt your feelings. So you come thinking you look good, we say, ooh, you look so nice. Then we kind of like that woman on the little cover. I don't know what her name is. Yeah. As soon as you turn your head, she look a mess. He think he got it going on. Did he look in the mirror this morning?
Need a betrayal.
But all that is superficial. It doesn't matter. In the long scheme of things, there's a great work to be done. And it doesn't matter how good you look, how fancy you dress. It simply matters whether you have faith enough to trust God to use you as an instrument in this present age. There are family members who are being lost. There are communities that are going to Hades in a handbasket. But thank God, you can make the difference. fancy and you don't have to look good. Nothing wrong with looking good. I like to look at good-looking people. You know, that's one of the joys of being a pastor. I get to come to church, sit up there and look at all y'all. Looking good. Get the hug and kiss folk. Smelling good. But all that's just superficial. It doesn't really matter in the long scheme of things. The work of kingdom building must be done. And God left no other people to do it other than you.
Amen. Amen.
So as we celebrate Dr. King and the legacy he leaves behind, let us not just talk about what used to be, but let us pick up the mantle and carry forward the fight. Because there is a day of reckoning coming. And in that day, I just want to hear him say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You weren't the best. You were slack. You missed sometimes. Didn't act right all the time. Sometimes you said things that should have never come out of your mouth. And you acted in ways that didn't reflect anything Christian. But guess what? You were faithful over just a few things. Come on up.
Oh, yeah.
Hallelujah. Come on up and I'll make you a ruler over much. So thank God today for the legacy left behind. But let us not get weary in well-doing. So that at the end of the journey we can say, like the songwriter, let the work I've done speak for me. Let the work I've done speak for me. While I'm resting in my grave, I want to hear my Savior say, let the work I've done speak for me. God bless you today. And as we celebrate Dr. King, I don't know how many of you are off tomorrow, but don't spend all your time at Lord and Taylor. Don't spend all your energy shopping, playing. Take some of that time to reflect and remember the work, the legacy, and the life of one of God's greatest prophets, in the name of Dr. Martin King. And listen, he's not in the Bible. He's not a major prophet. He's not a minor prophet of the Bible. But he was God's great prophet. They stopped writing the Bible thousands of years ago. But God's prophets are still being raised up to proclaim the good news of salvation.